And we have a really good set strat to break down here, and the set strat is going to be really strong. So let's talk about it. What we have from s1mple is a smoke that's supposed to land to put out the CT molly that normally lands here. Now, if you're looking at what s1mple is doing here in this set strat, you might notice that he's being very careful to not peek big box. And the reason that is because he wants to make sure that if there is an opera here that's holding the angle, he doesn't give up that first pick. Now, the rest of his team is going to make sure to creep up on this right wall as to not show their shadows. And then before they peek, they have Andu. He's going to throw this opening flash here, and that is to blind anybody who could be holding a main, and then they can use this flash to clear the boost. Now, after the first flash, s1mple will throw his flash that's going to pop on the left side, and that is a scaling flash. Now, while all that's getting set up, we have Nexus sitting outside of B here, and he started the round by throwing this Molotov towards the top of ramp, and s1mple threw that one smoke. Again, it's just to give the illusion of a default. The CTs shouldn't know what's going on. And then he's going to throw this smoke with a tap W, and that smoke is actually going to land in towards Donut right here. Now, again, the idea with that specific smoke is that you want to scale up and try to take Donut. That way the plant is easier and you don't have to worry about getting spammed. The problem here is that after everybody's scaling out, they're going to run into a really defensive smoke here because there's 3 people here, and it makes their plan a little bit difficult. But again, they're being very deliberate with how they're scaling. They're making sure that they don't peek on the left side here. They don't want to come this way because they want to make sure that if anybody's going to peek temple, they're going to have to go all the way out exactly where s1mple is holding, and that's the idea here. So s1mple's going to get the opening pick, and even though things are going okay so far, they are aware that they're going into a stack, so this is where things can kind of just devolve into chaos. And you see this donut smoke is actually coming up here despite having the deep one, and I think that this is just because they know that there's a stack. Like I said, they want to make sure that these guys are just smoked off and don't have a way to fight together. Unfortunately though, they will lose one through the smoke. Casanito tries to trade, and then they see the other guy, and Andu just decides to plant the bomb. Again, this is pure chaos. This is stuff that you can't really plan for, but I will say that I think that they did make the best of this situation. And while Andu is planting, s1mple needs to make sure that nobody can deny the plant, which is where he's holding big box to CT and making sure that that can't happen. He's going to get the kill, and with all of that chaos going down, we finally end up in a post plant, and there is almost a 0% chance that the other team is expecting Nexa to be on the flank because of all the stuff that happened, all of the fights that were going down, and s1mple knows this as well, so he just needs to make sure to stay alive and delay so that Nexa can win them the round, and that's exactly what's going to happen. And it doesn't even matter that s1mple hasn't had a great game up until now because they know that they can still rely on him when they need him most.